This video is brought to you by BossRootin.com with big sales on now, and PowerPerformanceProducts.com, where you can receive $10 off your purchase of Body Storm and Body Effects.
Michael Jenkins here with MMAinterviews.tv. I'm at the grand opening of the UFC gym in Torrance. I'm here with Joseph Benavidez. Joseph, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Awesome to be here at this grand opening of this amazing gym here in Torrance, man. It's awesome, and if you guys see it out there, man, it's crazy, man. It's what a grand opening of a gym should be like. UFC's doing big things.
Yeah, seriously. Look at the size of this place. It's gigantic. It's got to be one of the biggest gyms I've ever been. I mean, I've been to Vegas, been all over. This gym is just such huge size. Kind of in a reference to UFC, it's an expansion, like you said. Just talk about the expansion of UFC and the way you guys do so much for the fans and you're giving back.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's you've heard it before. Fastest growing sport, in the world, and this is just a sign of it. Not only with the pay-per-views and the fights and the expansion of into all the countries. I mean, gyms like this that are succeeding, all around, California and the nation. Just the fact that they can do something like this. It's just a huge monster, and rightfully so, man. The guys behind it, have worked super hard to make it like this. Obviously, us fighters do what we can do. Fans are amazing. We obviously couldn't do it without them. I mean, look out there. Fans are in line to get autograph, and that's what makes this machine really go round. So it's amazing. The fans, just having the fans like that, and everyone just works as one. MMA is a big family. And you see it with the growth of the sport.
Now, you're coming off a huge win, probably the biggest win of your career in Australia. And how's everything been going? How's the recovery, relaxing ever since that victory?
Excellent, man. Yeah, I would definitely say, it was a great win. One of my favorite fights, one of my biggest wins. It's definitely up there. But yeah, everything's good, man. The fight wasn't really too hard on my body. So, it was a pretty quick fight. Didn't take any damage, luckily. So that recovery's not bad, but my recovery was just really hanging out. I stayed in Australia another 2.5 weeks and just hung out with my girl and stuff. I hung out on the beach and ate some good food, explored all around there. And then, since then, I got right back to training. My teammate, they also have fights, so that's part of my fight as well, and my job. So I don't take time off from training. So coming back and just got into training, helping Urijah on the Ultimate Fighter show, and it wasn't too bad. Gained about 25 pounds. That's pretty good recovery. And now just waiting for my fight, man. So just trying to get better during this time off.
Now, you just talked about Urijah Faber and Tough over there. How is that going? Everything with the live format and everything new that's incorporated. It's kind of very exciting. How's it being over there and be a part of it as a coach?
Dude, it's awesome, man. I mean, I've always seen it from the outside, kind of looking in, and I had my teammate TJ on the show last time, so I kind of know what it's about. But now going there and being kind of engulfed in the whole thing, just being in it, and it's awesome, man. Being part of this first live show is awesome. I love that. Nothing can be leaked. No one knows what happened. It's all happening right there as it's going on. So that's huge. The guys on this season are awesome. They're all in there. They're all driven and motivated, and just great guys. I think they pick great guys. Good for TV, and all these guys are going to be successful. They all come in, have been very open-minded, and yeah, man, it's been a great show. And for me, it's just awesome to go in there and help these guys that are at that level, try to take it a step up, and obviously helping Urijah train for the fight and getting my own training in there while I'm in Vegas. So it's a great experience.
Now, speaking about Urijah, him and Cruz, obviously not best of friends, and you have a little bit of bias, but you break down, how do you see the third fight going between these two?
Man, I see it just being another war like the second one was. I mean, obviously Cruz has definitely improved, since that first fight, and he showed it in the second. And I think that's kind of how it's gonna be. Now it's gonna be a war, and Faber did great in that first one. There's just small things that he can change up to get that win, and I think he did great anyway. So I think you're gonna see another fight of the year candidate, this time with Faber coming out on top. The guy keeps improving. It's insane. Just how long he's been doing it, and people will talk about his age, but to me, training with him every day, he's really coming to his prime and have never felt better. His confidence is there. Everything's kind of clicking, because he's just been training and doing this so long. So the guy's a gamer, man, and he's motivated and driven to get that belt. He feels it's his destiny, and I don't think he's going to be denied. So it's going to be an awesome third fight, man. I can't wait for it.
Now, you had a really impressive knockout over in Australia, but it was overshadowed obviously by Ian McCall, Demetrius Johnson with the whole draw mix-up. What did you think of that fight? Who did you think won that fight?
Man, I could see it going either way. You know, I thought it was going to be a split decision. I was like, you know, someone is winning. It's going to be a split decision. But then I was also like, man, this could go to a 4th round. And, you know, I literally was like, man, I might have to warm up a little more. It could go to a 4th round. So I think a draw is definitely justified, you know. But, you know, there's ways, you know, you could give it to Mighty Mouse, and there's ways you could give it to McCall. So, you know, draw is definitely justified. I just wish, you know, for everyone in the sport, you know, me included, that, you know, it could have gone to the 4th round sudden death, you know, and you know, I could have a fight, and, you know, mainly for the fans, you know, would have got to experience, you know, that great, you know, the great show of, you know, these guys going, you know, 3 hard rounds and going to a 4th round. You know, I think it just would have been great for the sport, great for the fans and everything. So, you know, it's a really shame and a missed opportunity that didn't happen. But, you know, these guys get to go at it again. The fans get to see another great fight. And, you know, I'll be waiting in the wings, you know, to go for that belt.
Now, who do you see winning that second fight? That was a close first fight. You know, obviously they're going to have time to evaluate each other and game plan again. Who do you think will win the second one?
Yeah. The evaluating, you know, goes a huge way. The fact that they've already fought, and that's a lot up to the coaches, you know, and both of them have great coaches going in there. So, you know, I think you're going to see some adjustments, you know, from Mighty Mouse. He probably is going to try not to get so careless and get taken on the ground. And, you know, I know McCall's going to probably try to go on the ground because he saw, you know, how dominant he was there on Mighty Mouse. So, you know, it's going to be a great fight, you know. Going into the first fight, I gave Mighty Mouse a slight edge, but like I was not going to be surprised if McCall won. And I think now, just the way the fight ended, I kind of switched and give McCall a slight edge, but like I'm not going to be surprised if Mighty Mouse wins either, you know. I mean, you know, no one can really handle that guy on the feet and everything with his speed. It's almost like you have to take him down. So, you know, if McCall can't take him to the ground again, you know, it's going to be a tough fight for him. So, and if he does, you know, he could possibly win. So, you know, slight edge to McCall, but, you know, Mighty Mouse is right there. No one really has an advantage, you know.
Now, I know you'd rather be fighting, obviously, one of those guys now, but do you feel getting to watch them a second time and evaluate the game again and again will help you, or is it still beneficial or detrimental for the long wait that you have to have?
I mean, I'm ready right now. You know, I was ready after that fight if we had to go again. So, you know, looking at the positives and just taking the situation for what it is, yeah, you know, I'm going to look at him, and that's going to help me. All the training I'm going to get to do up until then is going to help me. You know, I just kind of have to look at the positives. I can't look and like, oh, I wish this would have happened. I wish I was fighting right now. I got to take it for what it is. So, you know, watching them again is going to help. And, you know, we might be fighting October, November, end of the year. You know, I'm going to be better then than if I would have fought him in July, you know, because I feel, you know, the more I train, the more time that goes by, I get better. So, you know, I'm just going to be a better fighter, you know, when I get to go for the belt in October. And, yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
Now, speak about that. You know, you're going to be fighting for a belt this year. I know you got to be excited. Just talk about how excited you are for this opportunity to be the first ever flyweight champion.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy to know it. You know, with this tournament starting, it was awesome to know that, you know, I had 2 fights set already, because at 35s, that wasn't a luxury I really had. I was like, didn't know who I was going to fight next. So the fact that I knew I win this fight, I go for the belt. Now that I won that and I'm going for the belt, I mean, it's huge, man. Motivation and inspiration is at all-time high. I was kind of in a weird spot at 35, so I felt like I was almost brought back to life, you know, with the new weight class. When they announced it, I was like, man, this is great for me. You know, it was a huge opportunity. So like I said, you know, I'd never been more motivated in my life. Now that I'm going for the title, I mean, you know, it's right there, and, you know, I obviously, you know I can win it, but I know I have a tough fight in front of me also. So I'm just excited, man. This is the goal. You know, this is the start of, you know, the goal to be a champion, then obviously to defend it and be considered one of the best fighters, you know, on the planet, you know, at any weight. So, you know, first things first, got to get this title. And like I said, man, I mean, it's a dream come true. You know, it's hard not to just think about it every day, you know. But, you know, just trying to get my training better and wait till I kind of know who to fight. So.
Now, like you said, 135 kind of was a weird area for you. You were a little bit smaller than some of those guys, because a lot of those guys cut drastically to get there. Just speak about the improvement of 125, like how much stronger and faster you must feel at that weight.
Man, it's like a perfect balance, man, for me. Like, I felt at 35s. I tried to gain weight. After my first loss to Cruz, I was only walking around about 140, and I was like, you know, the guy was just bigger than me. But by adding that weight, the kind of like unnatural weight that I like forced myself to add, you know, I did lose a little speed. So, you know, I was sacrificing a little speed at 35s, but I was trying to get as strong as those guys. But I still wasn't as strong because they were bigger, and I was a little slower than I probably should have been. But I got the job done, and had great success there as well. At 25s, everything's just kind of perfect. I feel like I have a strength advantage on everyone. My cardio gets better just from the clean diet and just the discipline I have to have leading up to the fight. And I feel I'm just as fast as anyone out there, just at 25s as well with the cuts. So it's just great for me. It's definitely a weight class I'm built for. I felt better. The weight cut wasn't really hard for me either. So I think that first fight's a sign of things to come. It's going to be my weight class and my belt for a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm excited as well. You heard it here first at MMAinterviews.tv. Ian McCall, Demetrius Johnson, you better be ready when you face the top title contender at 125, Joseph Benavidez.
Godspeed and party on.